Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and as you can see behind me, that's right, Applied Energistics System Day. I hope you guys are ready. So today we have a lot to get done. I really wanted to work towards Applied Energistics, which is what I mentioned last episode. And as you can see right here, I kind of have automation set up for that. We're going to be doing quite a bit of automation today, actually. This is just one minor part of it. So I have a basic filter set in here that is filtering out charged Certus. So it goes input into this chest with normal Certus, output goes charged Certus. And we're going to need a bit of charged Certus today. So all of it is stored up in here. So here's our charged Certus. We're also going to kind of get some EMC processing automation started very soon. It's not going to be 100%, but it is going to be a pretty decent amount. And we're going to try and figure out what it's going to take to get there. I don't really know what the biggest EMC-able item is, or what the largest amount of EMC for a chemical or anything like that is. As far as I know right now, it's titanium, which is 512. And that's what our ink actually gives us. So I want to set up automation for our ink, which should be pretty simple. We're going to need some ender chests. And I'm going to go with black dye. It kind of makes a lot of sense to go with black dye for this chest. I don't know where this chicken must have just spawned. Nice. So all the way down here, we're going to basically remove the setup that we currently have. And we're going to replace this container or our drawer, but we're going to be replacing it with our ender chest. And of course, it's going to be related to black dye. And this should be able to be sent anywhere. So we can just move items all over the place and not have to worry about anything. So if I grab some of here, look, I mean, we just get so much here. I mean, it's insane how much actual ink and dye and stuff we end up getting. It's pretty crazy. So if I place this, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't jump up here. There we go. And we're going to make this an all black channel, just like that. So now anything we put in here will show up later. And this right here is going to put anything in it. And we're going to be able to access it up top. So the way I want to process this ink is fairly simple. We're going to replace this hopper here. We're not going to use this hopper anymore because we're going to actually start using conduits a bit more. It's going to be a little bit slower, but it should work over time. So we can place this chest. I'm going to go ahead and place it down real quick just to mark it. Just like that. We should see the ink is inside. We can go ahead and break it. And I'm going to place it pretty much where we were just at. And here's how the system is going to go. We're going to take this. This is going to go into here and be processed. But we also want this to pull out because this actually breaks down into these titanium oxide. Kind of breaks down into that. But we want the oxygen, but we also want the titanium out of it. So we need to pull the titanium back. So we're going to need some filters. Luckily, I do have some sugar cane over here. Hopefully we have enough paper for all of this. Go ahead and harvest some of this. We can always make some more sugar cane if necessary. But I do have a little bit stored up over here. All right, let's turn this into some paper. And we should be able to use these speedy hoppers. I think we can make those. That's what I used earlier for our filter. And the filters, I mean, yeah, it's just paper surrounding. This actually gives us 2, which is great. So we're going to use this. Get ourselves a bunch of filters. I really love these Ender IO basic filters because they're so powerful. So just this little setup here is going to be able to do exactly what we want it to do. Is throw the items in like it's already doing. Except for we're going to reroute things. So up here, we're going to go with an extract on the brown channel, always active. And then right here, this is going to be insert on the brown channel. And then we're going to extract on the green channel, always active. Because actually this should automatically extract, to be honest. So yeah, we're going to set this up on a different one. We're going to set this to extract on the green channel here. And this is going to be insert. Well, we can't do a double insert, can we? So we're going to have to do brown. I think that'll work. Yeah. This can also pull out here. So this needs to be extract on the brown channel, always active. And we're going to filter specific items. Yeah, I guess we could have left it all green. Correct. This doesn't need to have an extract because this is extracting down here. Okay, so our filter for this needs to be a specific extract. So here's where our filter is going to come in handy. We're going to filter this, and we're going to filter this titanium oxide. So that way when the titanium oxide is in here, it'll be pulled back in here and broke down into its base components, just like so. But the ink sacs will also be broken down because they'll be stored in here and they'll just constantly keep generating. And as long as we feed this with enough power, right now, of course, there's not enough power, but eventually there will be enough power and we'll have better storage systems for these things. And this is what we want because this generates all of the EMC. So what we need to do is probably have a drawer system that filters titanium oxide and oxygen and some other materials maybe. Or we can just make these bigger chests. That's probably another good idea. So now the fun part begins. We get to start working with Applied Energistics. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some water. We're gonna take our charged Certus quartz. We're gonna throw that in with some redstone and some quartz. And what should happen is a giant bubble fest that is creating all of our Fluix crystals. Beautiful. And that's probably going to be enough Fluix crystal for everything that we're working on today. Getting ourselves a basic Applied Energistics system set up, it's not going to be too bad, I don't think. I mean, we need to have some money because we are going to have to buy our presses. The press part is probably going to be the hardest thing. So, and I don't think we have... let's see, Applied Energistics... Is there a press? I don't think the add-on mods are in here for the presses. I think we're just stuck with our basic Inscriber. Oh, no, we do have the advanced Inscriber. Okay, so we do have AE2 stuff. So, perfect. We have... This is going to be a lot easier than I thought. AE2 stuff makes it so much easier. And getting this is as simple as just getting your base Inscriber. So... Really, all I need is a Fluix crystal. We're going to need ourselves some sticky pistons and some iron. And to get that is so easy because we're going to immediately move to the advanced Inscriber once we have 2 engineering processors. Basic Inscriber, ready to go. Voila. Pretty simple, right? And then even right now in our shop, we should be able to buy all of these. Yeah, we're going to be able to buy 1 of each. Perfect. And yeah, the main thing we're going to need to get right now, I think, is going to be the silicon. And I hope it's something that's easy to make. Oh, I wish it was just a recipe, but no, it's going to be nether quartz that's broken down. So we're going to have to smelt down some nether quartz, which is fine. We do have a bit of nether quartz. And it's going to have to be crushed down in a sag mill for this. I guess it doesn't really matter because any type is going to work, but I don't know what's faster, the manufactory or the sag mill. We'll find out. So if we throw these in roughly at the same time, we'll see. This has an energy upgrade. We probably need to see if we have more upgrades, because over here we do have a lot of stuff going on. Like we have a lot of these crates in here. Last time I checked, yeah, there's 58 of them, and then we have a lot of these crates here, and these can give us good money too. So let's pop those. Okay, so we got some good stuff here. And we got some good stuff here. I don't know, the dark steel upgrades, these, I'm not sure what those do. Blank dark steel upgrade. Like, what is this? This is used for upgrading... It's some kind of upgrade system that I don't know about, actually. I'm kind of new to that. Very new, actually. Well, that's really nice. So we got a bunch of good stuff here. I'm not gonna complain. You can't complain. Look at that. We got another ender chest. Those ender chests are really nice, so I don't have to hand make them. They're kind of a pain to make. I do like that we get pink elevators as well. So good thing we're crushing up some of this quartz because we're gonna need it. Oh yeah, it definitely looks like the sag mill, even in its basic form, is way faster. Way faster. So I'm going to take 32 of these. And we're going to actually get those cooked up. Let me go ahead and cook them in here. I believe that's right. It's just regular processing of them. And we need the rest of the quartz for some glass. And that's going to be some sand. So I'm going to take some of this. And sand it is. Grab some of that. this looks like it's running pretty good. I went ahead and added some conduits so we have it a little bit nicer here. And yeah, this is all going to be processed up. Because what we need now, before we can even start using the Inscriber, is we're going to need a way to get Applied Energistics power, or AE2 power. And that's going to revolve around the energy acceptor at first, which is going to require quartz glass, which is just some regular glass with some quartz in the middle of it. Not too bad to get, but once we get this, things are going to start moving a lot smoother. We are still going to need a lot of quartz, so I probably need to start producing a bit more quartz and getting that done. And I mean, because we're probably going to need a lot of quartz. And there's no good way of just getting it other than just like silicon dioxide in this method. So I'm probably going to set up like a hopper automation on this chemical combiner. It's probably going to be the easiest way to do this, just so we can make sure we get a bunch of quartz. So I have my glass. Let's get our energy acceptor made. Voila. This will accept normal power. So we can place this here, place our Inscriber on top for right now. And that's going to pull power. And in here, we're going to start working on our different processors. Now remember, the Inscriber that we want is actually the advanced Inscriber. And it's pretty simple. 2 hoppers, a regular Inscriber, and some engineering processors, which of course means we need a couple of diamonds. And we all know diamonds are not that hard to get. So I'm just going to throw a few of like our machine and junk items that we really don't need on us at the moment in the storage. And then we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and get those processors made. It's pretty straightforward if you've ever seen how processors work. The main thing we're going to need, especially right now, is just 2 of these. And with this Inscriber, you can only put in 1 item at a time. It's such a pain, right? 1 item at a time, and you got to pull it back out. It's kind of slow. So this other Inscriber is going to make things a lot faster. There's our 2 diamonds. Throw our carbon in here, and it's the exact same process with this. It's going to be the engineer. Place a diamond in, wait for it to process. I just really want to show you this because I want to show you how fast that and how worth it is to upgrade to the advanced Inscriber. Normally you'd have a 5 machine setup for this and it would make automation a lot easier. And of course you're going to want maybe 5 advanced Inscribers later on. But to get started, oh, it's so much better. We'll take this now and we'll just place our redstone in here. And like I said, that's all we need. Let's go ahead and check on our... we probably need some iron. Just going to go ahead and have this process a few bits of iron. Gotta love that. Bam. There's 1. And there is 2. Ready to go. Let's get our chest because this is going to require regular hoppers. Regular plain Jane hoppers. There we go. And we're ready to make the advanced one. So let's go ahead and break this one. And advanced version. Oh, so much easier. Look at this. So we place this down and say we want this silicon. Bam. We just throw the whole stack in there, automates it, ready to go. And we'll actually stack it over here as well. So we can we don't have to babysit it, which is what makes it so much better. The lack of babysitting with this thing, mwah, perfect. So the next thing we're going to have to work towards is getting ourselves the crystal growth chamber. Normally, you would set up a crystal growth accelerator. It works really nice, but I think it's well worth it to push all of our resources towards the crystal growth chamber. And this is going to require more quartz glass, which I'm currently working on making more of. We need 6 crystal growth accelerators, so we need 6 of the basic stuff. And we also need some glass and some Fluix block, which only requires 4 Fluix crystals, which is pretty easy. I think we should be able to handle this. It's not going to take too much. Just 6 of these, so yeah, just a little bit more resources. So here is all 6 crystal growth accelerators. I think we have enough for this. We are going to need a hopper and a chest, which we have packed all over here. Perfect. Man, this is going pretty good. So I think, yeah, we definitely will have an Applied Energistics system set up. As of right now, we haven't really caught any snags. Yeah, hopefully everything's running smooth. It seems like this is going just fine. So I'm going to place this right here. This is also going to connect to that power source. And what do we need to do here? Well, we need to break down Certus quartz into a powder. We also need to break down some fluix. I'm going to break down probably 32 fluix crystals into dust as well, because we can actually use dust in replacement with the quartz here, and everything should be fine. So we'll take out some of that crushed Certus quartz, turn it into Certus seeds. That'll get us 32, and we literally just throw it in here, and it goes really fast inside this growth chamber. And this is almost, I think, near the last step of Applied Energistics for getting ourselves a basic startup. We're going to need 2 engineering processors, right? This is going to be getting ourselves an ME drive. And all we really need is an ME drive, a power source. So I would like to get an energy cell. Power backup is very important. As when you start to put things in, you do kind of need a buffer there, because just having the energy acceptor by itself sometimes will cause problems. But other than that, we're going to need some basic drives. So 1K drives are going to be just fine for us. And those are going to require just basic logic processors and some more regular Certus quartz. It doesn't have to be charged, just regular Certus quartz. And then, of course, some glass. Okay, so that's on the list. Last but not least is going to be an ME crafting terminal. And of course, we are going to make an ME terminal, which is going to require some annihilation cores, which is going to require some quartz and fluix dust is what we're going to break that down. 2, so it's going to require 3 logic processors for that thing alone. And then lastly, we're going to need a calculation processor. So looks like 3 logic processors, 1 calculation processors, and 2 engineering processors. And we will need some more like basic logic processors for some ME or MK drives. So I already have 16 logic. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest, which is going to require what, two more diamonds. And then we also need this done, which the pure Certus quartz is going to be turned into the printed calculation circuit, which will turn into the calculation one. So at this point, we should be just about ready to craft everything. I do need to go ahead and get my fluix dust, pull out my logic processors, and we're just about ready to go. So we need to make a crafting terminal. This is going to require illuminated panels, which is going to require some redstone with it. Enderman just about got me there. So yeah, some illuminated panels, which should be voila. And we're also going to need to make that. We're going to make an annihilation core and a formation core. We'll get 2 apiece on these. Right? And then we're going to take those and make ourselves just a plain old ME terminal. And we have a chicken. Nice. So the ME terminal, we're going to convert using that 1 processor. There we go. We have a ME crafting terminal. A much better table. Lovely. And after that, we'll just go ahead and make our drive. So really, all we need to have a operation set up is these 2 things. But there's a little bit more to that. I do want to make an energy cell. So that's to hook up to our energy acceptor. So that way, we're not just pulling directly from an energy acceptor. You can kind of run into some power issues there where your screen will kind of flicker on and off and turn off while you're putting items in and stuff. You don't want that to happen. So one of the big things that's going to cost us a lot is going to be this. Yes, getting all this done. Oh boy. We're going to be able to make 6 of them for right now. I think it's just because we're running out of Certus quartz. We'll make 6 base. But we're also going to need to fill this with redstone and some quartz glass. So, I mean, 6 of them is probably going to be enough. It looks like we only had enough for 2. Did we run out of iron, I think? Iron is okay if we ran out of that, because we can always make a bunch. By the way, you're wondering, how did I jump all the EMC so quickly? Well, remember that automation we set up at the beginning? That's how quickly it's already generated EMC. It's kind of insane. And I've just been checking it every now and then. It's actually stopped a few times while I've had to set back and get other things done. So yeah, iron. Looks like we had a little bit extra here. And of course, iron. If I have to make some more redstone, I will. Redstone production's not the funnest thing in the world to make. But, I mean, it's not crazy, insanely difficult either. All right, so there's the rest of our drives. Perfect. So just for right now, let's go ahead and actually remove this here. We're also going to remove our transmutation table for right now, because we're going to kind of change where this is all located. I do want to change these 2, because we do need it connected to our power source. here is definitely a great power source, right? So we can place this here, and then directly behind it, we will place our energy storage cell. On top of that, we can place our drive. Now, directly connected to this drive, we can place our terminal, but it's going to be faced the wrong way, right? We don't want it faced the wrong way. It's not connected when it's like that, right? That should have dropped. There it goes. So do we want it connected this way? Probably not. So that's where I think I'm going to place this guy a little bit higher up, connected to this cable here. Place this here. And we can actually use our cable. I'm going to hook that there. And then for right now, I'll hook my cable down here. Place this here. By the way, you can change the color of this if you so want to. Man, it's such an ugly thing to have to place it here. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. This will make this look all way better. All right, so we're going to grab some power conduit. And we're just going to place the power conduit down here. And we're going to run that directly underneath. And so what we can do is we can just place our energy acceptor right here. And then right adjacent to that, we can place a thing like our crystal growth accelerator. And we can place our advanced Inscriber right there. Now on top of this, we can place our energy cell. Right? And then on top of that, I might actually want to... Yeah, I might want to take this. I'm afraid this is going to just pop and fall. Of course it did. You gotta love when that happens. Make another energy acceptor. I might just place the energy acceptor right here. That might work better. Energy acceptor here. The crystal here. And then we'll put our drive on top of that. Yeah, that'll work much better. Drive here. And then on top of that, because this is how I like to set this up. I also want to use some cable. If I have enough dye, I don't know if I do. But I would like to color this in some way. Let's do white for right now. I think white could potentially work. Or gray? Well, we could definitely do white. Let's see how white is going to work with this cable. So, we should be able to color this with dyes. So you take the cable, you surround it, and you put a dye in there, and you get a white cable. Well, it translates. So if you place this here and you place your screen on it, your screen will take on the color of your cable. So now we have a white cable. And then I'm also going to throw my drives in, and we have a fully functional storage system. Beautiful. I am so happy to have this thing now. Of course, it's got its expanding if I had my UI set properly, which I don't. Auto search mode, we'll probably put that to JEI synchronized auto, and I probably won't have keep. I'll probably just leave it on auto. And yeah, that should work. This should be enough storage for everything we have. Literally everything we have should be able to be stored in here, and we can get rid of all these chests. No joke. So now that we have our applied energistics system, everything's going to be a lot simpler from here. Let's go ahead and open these things up, get ourselves some money, and a few things like that. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and store all this. We're going to set up another type of automation. So, that filter that we had, by the way, I think I want this, it's supposed to be JEI synchronized, but I think it's synchronized here, right? I gotta remind myself to only work with this, okay? Conduit. Okay, we should be able to handle this. And chest. Quest chest. So what we should be able to do is take this quest, and we should be able to manipulate these different things out of our mob farm to get ourselves like a constant flow of money, and also kind of keep these chests a little bit cleaner, right? And eventually we're going to be storing this experience. For right now, I'm just kind of coming over here and grabbing it. But there's a couple of items here that we should be able to filter. So, rotten flesh, gunpowder, and bone. If we apply these things, it should automatically work, right? If we throw the items automatically into the chest. So, things like bone, which we know has a thing. Gunpowder, has a thing, and rotten flesh has a thing. Awesome. So our filters should be straightforward. We have a filter for exports, and it's going to be bone, gunpowder, and rotten flesh. Pretty straightforward. Set this to always active, and we'll set this to insert. And what it should do is pull the stuff out, and we should see our money go up, right? Automatically. How simple is that? Looks like it does pop into our inventory. That's kind of neat. So I guess you'll notice when that happens, because it will pop into your inventory every now and then. But yeah, so yeah, it's just basically dumping all the items here, which is exactly what we want. And we're gonna be left with a few things like Infinity Booster, Gravestone Dust. The Grave Dust, I feel, is kind of useless. There's a couple of things that are really cool that this mod does, but the majority of it is just not going to be useful, other than, of course, like the grave that's generated when you die. So that's going to be something that we just kind of let run in the background, and we should be good. I'm really loving the fact I have Applied Energistics now. Man. So I think next episode, what we're going to work on next episode is definitely jumping more into nuclear craft. Power is something that we don't have a lot of. And there's several ways we can generate power. We could generate power with Ender.io. There is a vat and a combustion generator, which is not hard to automate, mind you. We can get quite a bit of RF from a combustion generator if we're providing this with the proper materials. You can see right here, rocket fuel will get us 140 or 180, but you got to account for what it takes to get to this point. Like rocket fuel also requires a vat, which requires power to make, and it's going to require hooch, which I think is a two-step process. Hooch requires water and some kind of sugary material that we're going to have to make sure it's generating. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of stuff that has to go on if we do this route. Or we can go the nuclear craft route, which is going to require just a bit of grind. And I think nuclear craft overall is going to be the best option. So we're probably going to have to start building up on what it's going to take, and we're going to have to get the grind going for nuclear craft, which is going to require a lot of carbon, but I think we can handle it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying this series. By the way, future plans, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming up soon, so be sure to ring that notification bell so you will be notified when new content is coming. Guys, I really appreciate it. As I always say, enjoy the next episode, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.